The histogram and exposure compensation are the tools on the 80D to assist you in setting the exposure. There are no zebra stripes or waveform scopes on the 80D. The histogram is a graph showing the distribution of the image's brightness or RGB level. The horizontal axis indicates the brightness level, darker or oversaturated on the left, and brighter and undersaturated on the right, while the vertical axis indicates how many pixels exist in the middle range. The more pixels there are toward the left, the darker, more saturated the image. The more pixels towards the right, the brighter and less saturated the image. If there are too many pixels on the left, the shadow detail will be lost. If there are too many pixels on the right, the highlight detail will be lost. The image is said to be blown out. By checking the image and its brightness histogram, you can see the exposure level, inclination, and the overall gradation. See page 352 in the manual. Select between brightness and RGB for the histogram in the Play 3 menu. Press the Info button until it appears in the LCD display. Choose Exposure Compensation in the Shoot To menu. Exposure compensation can brighten, increase exposure, or darken, decrease exposure, from the standard exposure set by the camera. It is not available in full manual mode when you have selected the ISO manually. It is also not available in any of the automatic modes. Set the mode dial to M to manually adjust the exposure. Here are two methods to make the adjustments. Method 1. Use controls on the top right of the camera. Press the ISO button and rotate the dial. Make a selection and press the ISO button a second time. You can rotate the dial by the shutter to adjust the shutter speed. Rotate the dial on the back of the camera to adjust the f-stop. In method 2, in the live view, press the Q button so that focus, shutter speed, f-stop, compensation, and ISO are displayed at the bottom of the screen. Touch the parameter you would like to change and either rotate the dial by the shutter or use the touchscreen. Press the return arrow after you have made each adjustment. Interpret the histogram to evaluate your exposure. Overexposed images cannot be saved. It is better to be a little underexposed than overexposed.